Streaming now, this is the WOOD TV Live Desk.
And good evening, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the WOOD TV Live Desk. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday so far. Most of Week 4 action on the football gridiron throughout West Michigan is already complete. We are seeing a lot of scores come in, a lot of highlights being brought in, and we're all getting ready to watch the full football frenzy for Week 4 coming up on News 8 at 11. That's in just under 45 minutes. We're here on the Live Desk as usual to bring you all of basically a sneak peek of what you can expect coming up from Jack Doles and the rest of his crew. That is going to all be very exciting. You know, we're taking a look at really up to 22 different games, spotlighting about 4 of them, the 3 that we're taking a real close look at today, of course, being Caledonia and Rockford, a battle of the unbeatens. Caledonia traveling to Rockford. The Fighting Scots, who have had back-to-back blowout wins, look to continue their winning against the Rams, who have been just as impressive, winning their games by an average of nearly 27 points so far this season. That second game, as you can see on your screen, is another big one, especially for Muskegon, as they were on the road tonight looking to get back to 500 this season as they took on Mona Shores, who were one of Rockford's victims, but beat Reith's Puffer last week. So very excited to see what came out of that one. We're going to have scores and highlights coming up, as I mentioned, at the top of the hour. In that final spotlight game right there, another undefeated matchup as Allendale played host to Hamilton. Both teams sport high-powered offenses, so something had to give in that one. And again, highlights, scores, and more from 22 total games are coming up on the full frenzy at 11. But as I mentioned, we do have a few games to check out, and we're actually going to start right now. Let's first start in Kalamazoo, where Central hosted an undefeated Portage Northern team. We were out at Kalamazoo Central earlier today as part of our tailgate. I will have more on that in a bit. The Maroon Giants are trailing in the second quarter, but Cam Woods would find Curtis Whitfield for this big pass and catch. It would set up a touchdown for Kalamazoo Central. Portage Northern, though, would respond with a big play of their own as the Huskies score here on a nice pass from Braylon Amos to Jaden Walker, and they would tack on another score just before halftime, as you see here on the quarterback scramble. It was all Huskies in this one, though, as they would pull off a near 40-point win, 58-19, your final there. And next we take a look at one of the most dominant teams so far this season. West Catholic traveled to Unity Christian. The Crusader fans getting excited for this one, but that would probably be where the fun would end for them. West Catholic from the jump would score on a return here. Then you can see we had to speed it up just a little bit, showing how long that return was. Then on a run here, they would score again, and before you know it, the game really was out of reach here. Again, a long run. Falcons would take this one in pretty dominating fashion once again, 68-27. They remain undefeated on the season. We have a little bit more from them coming up on the live desk as well. Now Matawan taking on Portage Central at home. This would be a bleak night for the Wildcats, however. To the second we go, Matawan already down, and Preston Shackelford dropping back, underthrows his receiver, and the Mustangs would jump at the opportunity for that turnover. Central's Carson Schernstein picks it off and it takes it into the end zone. It would eventually lead to a Thomas Lane touchdown stroll there. Great pancake block. If you took a look at the bottom of your screen, you'd love to see that. And as I mentioned, this was all Portage Central. Shackelford tries to bring the Wildcats back, but he is once again picked off. Your final tonight, 41-14 Mustangs. And we do have one final game here on the live desk for you tonight. Zeeland West traveled to Union tonight. This game having a lot of off-the-field attention as Union's head coach Don Fellows was suspended after a drunk driving arrest earlier this week. Assistant coach Scott Van Essen steps in as interim. And how would the Redhawks play tonight against the Ducks? Well, early it didn't look great as Zeeland gets a long run here down to the 5-yard line. That would lead to a score, and then about another one for the Ducks here as well. The Redhawks would get a big run. As you can see, fans of the Ducks right there enjoying that. Again, this is the second run for a score here for Zeeland West. The Redhawks would, of course, have some memorable plays. Again, just trying to really balance everything kind of going on with the team there. Big run here, as you can see on the handoff. Big run, big hit out of bounds as well. Coaches and players on the sideline loving that. We're still waiting on a final in that one, and we will be sure to bring it to you once we do. And as I mentioned, all of these highlights and so much more from up to 22 games will be shown coming up in just over 30 minutes now. at the top of the hour. We do have some finals already in the books, though. Let's check out some of them. North Muskegon and Hesperia, 49-0 there in favor of North Muskegon. Again, West Catholic and Unity Christian still battling in that one. We did have a final in that one. We're still waiting on, it appears, our system to update there. Again, they do update a little bit in real time there. Zeeland West and Grand Rapids Union, we showed you there. Still waiting on the final there, 28-7 right now in favor of the Ducks. Zeeland East and Wyoming, 59-8. Again, East Grand Rapids taking on Greenville, again, 42-0 there. Hudsonville and Grand Haven, 17-7. Reese Puffer, 62. Holland, 21. A good game for Reese Puffer there. Again, a lot of dominating efforts. That was kind of the theme we saw tonight for a lot of games going on across West Michigan. Again, Kent City taking on White Cloud, 50-0 there. Hastings and Coldwater, 52-7. That is your final there. A pretty close game there. Spring Lake and Coopersville. Coopersville, unfortunately, falling 20-19 in that one. We are going to have more coming up on, as I mentioned, all of these games. As soon as we hit the top of the hour, Jack Doles and the rest of his crew will be bringing you everything you need to know. And if you're looking for scores right now, I highly encourage you all to head on over to our website, woodtv.com. There you can find all of these scores, everything from across West Michigan. If you're watching us on Facebook, just go ahead and click that link in the description box or in the comment section you see there. It'll take you to our website where you can continue to watch this stream and also continue to keep up to date on all the scores as you can find as they come in. And while you're checking those scores out, highly encourage you to also pay attention as we are about to bring you this week's Play of the Week winner. This was announced on Daybreak earlier today, and we brought it all of the CAT nominees on the live desk earlier today. Your Week 3 winner is this play, an incredible falling pass and catch between West Catholics. I said we'd be talking about them again. Alex Wickstrom and Cole Bauer connected for this incredible touchdown. Great escapability on the pass, and then just phenomenal body control on the catch. That play would end up being very pivotal in that game against Coopersville for West Catholic. You know, West Catholic has been dominating all season long, but this game against Coopersville last week, very close. They needed this touchdown, and it proved to be one of the most impressive plays of the week. It garnered about almost 84% of the total votes from this past week. So definitely very exciting there. And as a reminder, you can vote for your favorite play of the week every single week, every Monday. Jack Doles comes on the live desk and we unveil those top 3 plays of the week, and we're going to be taking a look at the top plays of Week 4 on the live desk. Again, that is coming up on Monday, and then you do have until Thursday night to vote for your top choice. We have already seen some great plays tonight in just the first couple of the games that we showed you, so very excited to see which plays will be nominated for Plays of the Week now there. And now, before we let you go from the live desk and get set for the full frenzy coming up on News 8 at 11, probably one of the best things we do as part of Football Frenzy is the tailgate. From this morning, our Daybreak crew was at Kalamazoo Central. We talked a little bit about them earlier, and boy, oh boy, did the Maroon Giants go all out. 2 weeks ago, we saw the largest tailgate donation with over 12,000 pounds of food. That was from Forest Hills Northern, and that was incredible in its own right. It still is, but Kalamazoo Central more than double that mark today, if you can believe it. They collected 27,386 pounds of food. That is the new record and current Frenzy record holder for this season. Just an absolutely amazing moment for us here at News 8, being a part of such generosity. And just a little bit of context, you know, last year, throughout all of Frenzy, we brought in roughly 16,500 pounds of food for the entire season. And just through these first 4 weeks of the tailgate in 2023, we have been able to provide 42,292 pounds of food that has been donated to 4 local districts. It really does warm your heart to see that, gets you kind of motivated to also help out. And if you're wondering, there is actually a way that you can be a part of the Tailgate Frenzy, even if you don't go to one of these schools. Check out your screen right now. And as you can see a QR code right there. That is part of our Tailgate Frenzy, Football Frenzy Tailgate Food Drive. If you scan that code right now, it'll take you directly to our page where you can find more information on how you can donate and really play a bigger role. And all those donations do go towards Feeding America. So definitely, if you're feeling up for it, if you've been motivated by what these students have been doing all season long, feel free to take a picture of that QR code. And again, it's also over on our website, woodtv.com. Can't stress that enough, that if you are curious about anything regarding the tailgate, you can find it over on woodtv.com. And that is probably going to wrap it up for us here just today. Again, as I mentioned, a lot going to be happening over the next couple of minutes. Again, we're going to be keeping you up to date, everything on our website. And coming up in just over 30 minutes, we're going to have the full frenzy where you can see highlights and scores of up to 22 games from across West Michigan. Going to be very exciting, and that really sets us up for a pretty incredible weekend of football. We've got some pretty high-level games. Central Michigan is heading to number 9 Notre Dame. That game is at 2:30. Then Western Michigan is going to be taking on number 25 Iowa. Another game, that game at 3:30. And then MSU, you know, this is big week for the Spartans. This is going to be their first game without Mel Tucker. Given everything that's been going on in East Lansing, how will they respond? They're playing host to number 8 Washington. That is going to be a big-time game. That game is at 5 o'clock. And then, of course, number 2 Michigan taking on Bowling Green at the Big House. That is going to be a night game at 7:30. And then on Sunday, bright and early, 1 p.m., we do have the Detroit Lions coming off that huge win over the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to be playing host to the Seattle Seahawks. It'll be the first game of the season at Ford Field. Should be an exciting matchup. And as I mentioned, you know, just an exciting weekend of football. It all starts really in about 30 minutes over on News 8 at 11 with the full football frenzy up to 22 games. You can find it all there coming up in just a little bit, or at any time following this broadcast, you will be able to find it on our website, woodtv.com. Again, thank you all so much for tuning into this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your night and a great weekend.